my surrender. Here is where I lay it down. Every lie and every doubt. This is my surrender.
Today we're covering the song Make Room, and the good news about this song is that it's really easy to play chord-wise, but there's also a challenging part if you're looking for a challenge with finger picking, which is kind of the signature lick of the song that goes along with the chords. So we'll cover both in today's lesson. And as we start, let's go ahead and look at the chart and see what's happening as a whole with the song. You can download the chart for free. Just check out the link in the description. And while you're at guitarman.com, you'll see a way that you can join, become a member for $1 and try out every single guitar course, every single guitar lesson on the site. So you can see some of the main info about the song. It's in the key of G, which is good news. That's easy to play. It's in 4/4, which is common time. Also another good indicator that this is a pretty easy song. And then finally, it's 61 beats per minute, which is on the slower side. So that's almost about 1 beat per second if you think about it, 60 beats per minute. So as far as the song itself as a whole, you'll see it's one progression of 4 chords that happens over and over and over in the song. So once you learn these 4 chords, you're good to go. And I'm going to show you the normal way to play these chords as well as an alternate way to play. So let's jump into the chords. The easiest way to play G, 2 fingers on the bottom strings, middle on the very top, ring, or pointer rather, on the 5th, on the 2nd fret. It's a G chord, and then your D chord, A minor chord. The easiest way to go from A minor to C in this case is just ring finger moving to your 3rd fret on the 5th string. Sometimes in the key of G I like to play C2, which is just G with those top 2 fingers down a string each, but in this case again from A minor to C, it's easiest to keep things in place and then switch. Now in the intro you may have seen that I play kind of an alternate D. I don't play an actual traditional D shape. I play what's called a C slide D. So take your C chord and just move it up 2 frets. And that creates just a little bit more of a haunting sound, because you have a half step of notes in the progression of that D. And this song is kind of soft and it has a little bit of a haunting sound with that signature lick that we'll cover in a few minutes. So I kind of like that D instead of just the normal D, but either one works just fine. And then the A minor and C, I'll play the same regardless, and same with the G. So pretty simple again with your left hand. This is a great song if you're just starting out with guitar and trying out the G chord family. And on my website, you can learn all about the G chord family and the other chords that are in that chord family that will allow you to play any song in the key of G. So as far as your right hand, you can strum if you want. Now if you're strumming, what I would say with this song is just keep it as simple as possible and play what I call diamonds, or the Nashville number system if you've ever heard of that. These are called diamonds, which just means a whole note. So you just one strum, G to D, A minor to C. Now better yet, if you want even more of a soft sound, this is what I would recommend. Take 3 fingers and start on the 2nd, 3rd, 4th string and just keep them there for that, and then use your thumb for the bass note of each chord. So that will be your 1 strum per chord. So that'll be your diamond. 3, 4, and then you'll play your D slide. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or you can keep rhythm with these 3 fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can do an alternating rhythm if it's just you playing and you don't have a piano playing with you. And I'm just alternating my ring and middle with my pointer. And you'll see too, in this case, I'm just playing around with it. You can either play a traditional G shape, or you can open it up as you play. And same with the A minor. I'm playing an A minor 7 sometimes. Again, I like to just mix it up and not keep it the exact same. Especially when you have 4 chords going over and over, you want to mix it up and provide a little variety to it. Again, some of this is contextual, so what you play with your right hand is going to depend on your band. Do you have a piano playing? Do you have another guitar playing? So that will help decide what you play with the song. So now let's move to the harder part, which is the finger picking part and these kind of higher chords. Now I'm in the key of G. If you capo 5 and play D-shaped chords, the D chord family, this will complement just no capo with G, and that's where some of these chords are going to come from. And they're not exactly just the chords. We're going to have to do a little bit extra to get the sound that we need, but that's where they're coming from. That's where these chords are coming from. So the first chord shape, again, this is a little bit trickier, so this is not really for a beginner, but we're going to play a D shape by barring with your pointer finger and relative to capo on the second. Get at least the bottom 3. You could get the bottom 4 if you wanted. Your ring finger is going to get 1, 2, 3, 4 on the 1, 2, 3, 4th string. Really, that's all you need. You only need your ring finger and then barring those bottom 3 with your pointer. But if you want to complete the shape, just in case you accidentally hit the 2nd string, you want it to kind of look like a D chord. So your middle finger can get right next door on the 3rd fret as you're barring. So that way you have a D shape, and then you're completing it with your ring finger. So that's your first shape. Again, you're not going to play that 2nd string, so the middle finger's optional, especially if that's hard. You can use it to help squeeze down your pointer finger if you need. I'm going to go ahead and talk about the right hand before we move to a different chord shape, because all these happen pretty quickly. So you're going to play the bottom string, and you get to choose which finger you use for this. The main thing with this pattern is that your thumb plays the lowest note of the chord structure that you're playing. I like to use my ring finger, but if you want to use another finger, that's fine too. So it's the 1 string, the little string, and then you're going to alternate with your 3rd string and your 4th. And that happens twice. And it happens one more time, but this isn't a full rotation of what we just played. So 2 full rotations, and then one more time that's going to work into a transition to the next chord. So full 2 times. And then we'll do it again here. And then your transition, it's kind of tricky. You're going to move your ring finger up 1, and then your pointer stays where it is. And then right after that is your next shape. So we'll still start on the 1st string. And then you're going to have kind of an A2 position. So you really only need 2 fingers here, ring and middle. So you skip the first 2, and then the other 2 are on the 2nd fret. Same progression with your right hand here. 2 full rotations and then kind of a half rotation that will go into a transition to the next chord shape. So it sounds like this. And then your transition notes for the next chord, you're going to move your middle finger up 2 frets. And so you'll play, so that will be 4th fret relative to capo on the D string, and then the G, the 3rd from the bottom, is open. And then you're gonna place your pointer finger down, and this is what I was saying is the D slide shape. So it's the same shape, if that helps. So here you're starting on the 2nd string instead of the 1st. That's a difference with this chord shape. And then what's interesting here is you hold the same shape, but the picking pattern is different for this last chord and this last chord only. Not sure why, it's just how they wrote the song. So it's the 2nd string, 1, 2, 3, 2nd string, 1, 2, 3. So those are all the chords so far, and then there's kind of a lick here that turns the whole thing around back into the pattern again. So you're here on the 4th, and you'll play the 2nd, then off, and then back to the 2nd, and then you start the whole thing again. When you come back onto the 2nd, you may want to do so with your pointer so you can bar right into your 1st chord so you can start the whole thing again. So I'm going to play it kind of slowly, and then I'll work up a little faster so you can hear the whole thing in context. So we're going to start again with that D shape. A shape. And then you're right back to starting again with the same progression. I'll play the same thing just a little bit faster so you can hear it. So really that's the whole song, that's the lick over and over. You'll hear it in the intro, you'll hear it just keep going and moving in the verse. A piano is actually playing this, but if you want to mimic it on guitar, that's the easiest way I've found to do it. There may be other ways, but for me that's the easiest, is capo 5, using those shapes. And it takes a minute to get this, even if you're good at finger picking, so give yourself some time learning the chord shapes since they're kind of unique, and give yourself time, of course, with your right hand and learning that picking pattern. So now you have all that you need to play the chords, to play along with the song, as well as the picking pattern for the song Make Room.